All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday night. Yes, we have that music on tonight because the Knicks will return home to Madison Square Garden to take on the league's worst Charlotte Hornets, who have firmly established themselves in the tank in the race for victor. Knicks coming into this thing shorthanded again. No Jalen Brunson. So it was up to their supporting cast of R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Emmanuel quickly to get it done. And hey, this thing looked all right. R.J. started it off pretty well, got out the gates, got off to a hot start. Knicks even scored 45 points in the second quarter, red hot. And the second unit would have their say in this thing. But a 62-39 second half for the Charlotte Hornets would turn this thing upside down, man. And in the final 5 minutes in crunch time, the Knicks were stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. And for the Charlotte Hornets, man, their skilled players showed out. Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. And can you say trap game, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Knicks lose 112-105. 9-game winning streak snapped. This is KFTV Postgame Live, presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaro, the Stratocaster on the ones and twos. Can you say trap game, ladies and gentlemen? Boy, oh boy. When we had our Knicks Weekly show last night, and we talked about what our record predictions would be for this week, no one.
This is where we're going.
No one saw this one coming. No one saw this one coming. But this is the NBA. There is another team on the other side of the court that wants to play with pride, and you become the hunted when you go on these streaks, and you become very much talked about in this league. Knicks were on top of the world just 2 days ago. But you got to execute, man. And I just thought that neither Randall nor Quickly had it tonight. Both players looked fairly gassed, especially Julius Randle. I felt like Julius was coasting the entire game. He looked gassed. 16 points for him, 5 of 17 from the field, 2 of 9 from downtown. For Quickly, 5 of 16 from the field, 14 points, 3 of 10 from downtown. So your two gunners, your two heroes from the Celtics game, combined for 10 of 33 shooting and 5 of 19 from downtown. Not going to get it done. Now, I thought RJ started off the game very well. I always like when RJ's facilitating and playmaking. He got deep into the defense. He was finishing well on his drives. He was very aggressive in attack mode. We got to figure out, how that trio would work when Brunson comes back. But I thought this was the Brunson effect in Jalen not being in the lineup. RJ really asserting himself as a go-to guy in this thing. And again, look good early. Second unit, you had some contributions from the second unit. Josh Hart, thought McBride had some positive minutes. 45-point second quarter, which a lot of that was led by R.J. Barrett in that second unit. So that was a good thing. But things just, boy, oh boy, fell apart in the second half. No offense. And when you needed them to get it popping in crunch time, it was turnover after turnover, bad foul after bad foul. And in return, the Hornets' skilled players in Hayward, Rozier, Oubre made them pay. Knicks outscored 23-7 in the final 6 minutes. Good night, the lights. Can't win them all, man. 9-game winning streak snapped. Al, how you feeling tonight?
Look, man, it's unrealistic in the NBA to go undefeated for the rest of the season. So, as you said, trap game. It happens. Usually it's against one of the worst teams. You're just sleepwalking. I look at this as you noted. You said IQ and Randall were gassed. Look, they just played a double overtime game 2 days ago. They had to travel from, home down to Miami, then to Boston, then they come back home. So you put all that in, you mix all that together, and that's what you're going to get when you get a trap game too. So if losing this game means they're going to have a successful West Coast trip, I'll take it 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But these things happen, man. You didn't get a good effort from Julius Randle today. He looked like he just kind of looked like he just wanted to be home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you just saw like he was just tired, exhausted. You didn't feel that impact that he normally has in a game.
Right.
Right. Out of 17 shots, 9 of them were for 3, so he was settling for shots. Same thing for Quickly. Quickly took 16 shots today. 10 of them were 3. Neither one of them were really attacking the paint and really try to bend the defense. So when you don't have your 2 top guys helping RJ in that manner, it's going to get an effort. You're going to get an effort like this. You know, solid minutes from Hart, McBride, as you talked about. This is where, you know, I saw, like I said, you know, I said out on Twitter saying, trap games happen. Knicks just got to bounce back on this West Coast trip. And I know there's going to be some blaming on Tibbs. Maybe we run the second unit a little bit more. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how much of a difference that would make in today's game, because if you look at how the second half ended, it was 43-39. Randall comes back in for Obi. Grimes comes back in for RJ. Then they go on that streak to have to blow up in the second quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're saying, okay, I guess the argument would be you start the fourth, I should say, 89-87. You leave your second unit out there until they get to 97-89. Hayward comes back in. I think Williams comes back in. But are you really going to leave your second unit to go against Gordon Hayward, who's cooking tonight?
Right.
You know, are you really going to leave it out there against Kelly Oubre, who's playing a decent game? Same thing with Terry Rozier. Like, you're not going to leave your second unit just to go out and battle with them for the rest of the time. Maybe give Randall and IQ a little bit more of an extended rest. But I don't really think that would have made a difference in today's game, because only one out of your 3 top guys today didn't have it. But shout out to Mitch. Mitch was balling. Mitch was balling today.
Shout out to Mitch. I thought the guards did a good job of finding him and getting him some easy looks out there. It's a nice battle between he and Mark Williams, the rookie out of Duke. It was a nice little matchup. It was nice. Look, the second guessing with the second unit, I'm not going to go there, man. You guys took you home in Miami. They took you home in Boston. You want them to take you home against the last place team in the league. We can always second guess. They should have went there. They should have went there. How about your main guys get the job done? They didn't have it. And as you said, Gordon Hayward had it tonight. So you want your top gunners. You want your top gunners out there. Terry Rozier had it popping all night. I don't think there was anybody that was stopping him, because Terry Rozier was cooking the entire night. And then you had Oubre going. So, look, we could always second guess and say, go to the bench. Charlotte wanted it tonight. And they out-hustled this Knicks team in the second half in particular. And to me, that was the story of the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing that bothers me, the little thing that bothers me, is that I just cannot stand losing to Kelly Oubre and having the theatrics, man.
Yeah.
I just can't stand it. And he's out here, you know, throwing the arrows and all that type of stuff. It's like, dude, you're on the worst team possible, all right? Congratulations. You caught the Knicks on the tail end of a 9-game winning streak. And the last game they just beat was one of the top teams in the East that went to double overtime. And they don't have their best player, but you want to go throw arrows and be like, yeah, look at me. Okay, whatever. That bothers me. I mean, if I was a player, I'd just be geared up towards that. Be like, no. We're not doing that now. We're not doing that.
I mean, look, if Julius, RJ, and IQ don't have it going, who are you going to generate offense? Are you going back to Deuce McBride in crunch time? We gotta be realistic. We went with our A guys, and they couldn't get the job done. It is what it is. You take the loss. You go to Sacramento. You try to bounce back. Right? They got humbled up tonight. And you go to Sacramento. You regroup. Hopefully you get some rest on the way there. And you try to do a little bit better.
Look, there's teams in the NBA that just have these type of nights, man. The Knicks are not the only team.
Yeah.
Look, you want to go look? If you look at the Celtics, they lost to the Orlando Magic.
Right. 3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Does that mean the Orlando Magic are now a championship contending team and the Celtics are less than a championship contending team? No.
Right.
But it happens, man. It happens.
It happens, man. As I said, 23-7, they get outscored in this final 6 minutes, which was tough to see because in crunch time, you're expecting this team to weather the storm and execute, but they just didn't, which led me to believe this was a lot of mental fatigue and physical fatigue. No more victories, no excuses. It's just what I saw out there, especially out of Julius, out of IQ. I just felt like this team was fatigued. I mean, this Knicks team had a 9-point lead with 6 minutes to go. 9-point lead. You have what to me the turning point of the game though when the Knicks were up by 3. They called the foul on Kelly Oubre on RJ's shot. That gets reversed. That gets reversed. Hornets come back. PJ Washington goes to the line. He hits 1 free throw. So now the Knicks are up by 2. Next possession, they get Mitch for an offensive foul. Turnover. Terry Rozier comes back, hits a jumper. That ties the game up. Next possession, Julius sends it into the backcourt for a turnover. Gordon Hayward gets a shot off and one. Hornets now take a 3-point lead. Next possession, Hart goes to the line, gets fouled, gets 1 out of 2. After that, Julius gets a layup. They tie the game up, and then Gordon Hayward, they get the switch on to, they get Terry Rozier sets the screen for Hayward. They get the switch. Hayward's on Josh Hart, drives on Hart. He gets the jumper over him. The next possession, they run the same play. After Julius' turnover, they run the same play, but this time he finds Kelly Oubre in the corner for the 3, and that was the game. For that final 4 minutes was a turning point of the game. After that Oubre 3, Hornets took a 5-point lead and never looked back. Execution, man.
Execution. Some funny calls. I'm not going to say they weren't some funny calls, but, at the end of the day, teams got to be able to outwork one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm not going to blame it all on the refs. The Knicks had an opportunity to put the Hornets away. You were up mightily before the end of the first half. So your job is to come back out in the second and then put that team away. So can't do that. You can't have faulty mistakes like that. It just comes down to discipline. But once again, it's also fatigue.
Yeah.
So this is a well-disciplined team. We saw that on the 9-game winning streak. But when fatigue sets in, it's mind over matter at this point.
Yep.
And tonight just wasn't.
Agreed.
So on to the next one.
Hornets did win the rebounding battle by 3, and they won the second chance points battle by 3 as well. So I just thought this Hornets team wanted it. Both teams scoring in the paint at will, 54-52. Hornets edged the Knicks there in points in the paint. Hornets also shooting close. They shoot close to 38% from downtown, and some timely ones, man. So I just thought this was them wanting it more and executing better down the stretch than we did. 112-105. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. What do you guys think, man? Call us up with your takes. 657-383-1509 is the number to call. Let's go to Why Me on the Discord. Why Me? How you feeling tonight?
Oh, yo.
Yep.
Parishioners. What's good, CP?
How you feeling?
Alex, shout out to you, Alex, for going into the belly of the beast on Sunday, man. You the guy.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, not so much on this game, man. These things happen, but we can't make excuses. Got to go on the West Coast. They need to sleep on the plane. Get the rejuvenation and all the things that they need to do, and just get it right, man. CP, I appreciate that Emmanuel quickly over 4.5 assists too on Sunday too.
Yes.
I got some shoes off that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So that's it, bro. I'm gonna definitely be more active and shouting y'all out and doing what I gotta do, man. But not so much on the game, man. We need to do better, finish better. That's it.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the call, man.
All right, bro. Y'all be good.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Why me on the Discord? Yeah, man. Tough loss. 112-105. 9-game winning streak snapped. Call us up 657-383-1509, or you could hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord. Yeah, they interviewed Julius after the game. What was this? He just gave the press some one-liners like one of those we got to look at the tapes as scenarios. Yeah, but I mean, you just looked at his face. I mean, he looked like a guy that just wanted to go home and sleep. So again, just one of those nights, man. 112-105. Let's go to Dave G on the Discord. Dave, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, guys?
Good, man. How you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm a little happy I live in Charlotte tonight because the game was blacked out. Couldn't watch it. I'm kind of happy I couldn't.
Oh no! Wait, what happened? You couldn't watch on NBA TV?
Nah, yeah, I couldn't watch on the NBA, and I got YouTube TV, and so they don't have the local like Bally Sports that the Hornets are on now.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'm kind of happy I wasn't because I didn't have to see RJ's broken jump shot, which is all I want to say. They gotta Drew and Tibbs gotta lock him in an empty gym until he just gets that thing fixed, man. If he gets that fixed and he gets back to playing defense like he did the past couple years, I think we'll be all right. The loss is awful, but I mean it was bound to happen. He's just gonna have a down night. It is what it is. We get Jalen Brunson back and be on the way. But peace out for you guys. 60K, love it. Let's get to 75K. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Appreciate the support, Dave G on the Discord. Shout out to Dave, man. Here was Gordon Hayward, the hero of the night on his performance and the Knicks.
All right, Gordon, this Knicks team, they were on a 9-game win streak. You guys just came into their house and got the W. What did you guys do in the final couple minutes to unravel them, frustrate them to get this win?
We got stops when we needed them. Proud of our effort to fight back in the second half after being down, 16 in the first, especially on the road with the way things have gone for us. Just happy that we won, happy we pulled it out.
What was the message at the half? You guys were down 16 before coming out in that third quarter.
That we got to be better. I think we felt like we were playing hard. We just weren't playing smart. We weren't executing what we wanted to do, so we just got to be better, and we tightened some things up there. Got some stops. We were able to hit some shots, too, big-time shots.
We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. In your career, your highest scoring average is against the Knicks. Is it just about playing on the big stage that you love?
I could have never guessed that. It's fun playing here. It certainly is. You know, the lights are lower. There's all the celebrities out. It certainly is a great atmosphere, so it's always fun when you get a win, too.
And down the stretch, it was multiple guys that made big shots or got big.
All right, that's enough for Gordon Hayward. Doing all right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Woo.
But yeah, you know, they got it done. As he said, they executed down the stretch. Gordon Hayward, highest scoring average against the Knicks, and we had nobody to slow him down. You know, usually Hart, who had a big week, he had to take on Tatum, sometimes Brown, sometimes Hero, Butler. Couldn't slow down Hayward tonight, man. Hayward got the job done.
He was in his bag tonight, man, and we had no answer.
Yeah.
So when it's a trickle effect. If he's starting to go, that means you gotta put the double team towards him, and that means you open up Terry Rozier, you open up for Kelly Oubre. This is the type of stuff, man. But probably would have been different if we had Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
You know, if we had him out there, especially in the fourth quarter, calm everything down, organize the offense, have somebody that relentlessly gets into the teeth of the defense. But it was Hayward's night, man.
Yeah.
It was Hayward's night. Don't need to talk about it anymore. All right. No one needs to talk about Gordon Hayward anymore.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Back to reality, Al, man. We were cooking. We were, humming on all cylinders, man. 9 games and people jumping out the window. No parachutes. We had thousands of people in here. Back to reality, man.
Look, man. Knicks just got to pick it back up. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's one loss. One loss.
Sheesh.
We're 1 game away from 40 wins.
Yeah, 1 game.
Right? 1 game away from 40 wins.
One game away, man.
They go out against Sacramento. Guess what's going to happen? We beat the 3rd team in the West. Everyone's going to be jumping back out the windows.
They'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. Man.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
Right? Knicks were like, yeah, you know what? Let's save our energy for a new game.
That's right.
Let's go on this airplane. Let's go get some sleep.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for this West Coast trip.
Absolutely, man. HP Cuzco on the Discord. Go ahead. Unmute your mic. HP on the Discord.
Hey, you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hey, how you doing? It's HV Cusco.
What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm well. Listen, I'm not too mad about the loss tonight. I think I have the same optimism as you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the loss was necessary. I think it's gonna be a lot of teachable moments come when you're riding a high and then you get a loss. You know, you get to see some things, put things into perspective. But I wanted to ask you a question, and for you and Alex, and I want to know how confident you guys are in us holding maybe the 5th or 6th seed without Jalen Brunson for maybe the next third to half of the remaining games. Because the left foot injury is a little bit worrisome.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a chronic injury. It happened and then it kept carrying over. So what do you guys think? How confident are you guys on a scale of 1 to 5 with the Knicks
to hold
maintaining
this?
5 and 6?
Maintaining
5 and 6. We may drop, but
yeah,
maintaining that, not dropping into the play-in without Jalen Brunson.
Oh, it's a 2. It's a 2. You got to go play Sacramento. You got to play the Clippers. You got the Lakers. I don't care. Without LeBron, it's still a tough team. Then you got to go to Portland and go see Dame. And Cam wants his revenge. You know what I'm saying? That's a Cam Reddish revenge game. Circle that
revenge.
One. Yeah, Cam might drop 40 that night.
Who is JD rooting for that night?
Yeah, right. Whose side is JD on that night? That's what we need to know before he does the play-by-play. Who's he calling play-by-play for? But no, in all seriousness, you know, the Nets did win tonight. They had an easy game against the Rockets. Mikal Bridges went off. So the Knicks have a 1-game lead over the Nets for 5th. Remember, those two teams tied the season series. So the Nets don't even have to leapfrog the Knicks. All they need to do is stay within range and just tie it up. And they can get that 5th seed. So not easy. 15 games left. The Knicks have to play the Kings, the Clippers, the Lakers, Portland, then come back and play Denver.
Ouch.
That's a tough stretch right there. So we don't know the extent of the Brunson injury. According to Ian Begley, he wasn't too far off. Let me pull up Ian Begley's tweet from earlier. Let me pull that up. Hang tight. He said, Tom Thibodeau says Jalen Brunson is getting better, but he's not quite there yet. Brunson will travel with the team on the West Coast trip.
So he'll be back for the West Coast trip.
Yeah, you hope so.
Yeah, we need to burn him back.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
We here.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up, bro. What do you guys think in the chat, man? 1 to 5. 1 being not confident to 5 being very confident. How confident are you that if, let's say, Brunson has to miss, then that's 8 games or so? How confident are you that the Knicks can hold the fort?
8? Wow.
He said half. So, I mean, there's 15 games left. So I said
he said half. Oh, half the games.
That's what he said, half. You said if they miss half.
Woo. If it's half the games?
Yeah.
Sheesh. I'd probably be at a 2.
Yeah.
But if it's just the West Coast, I'm at a 3. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty confident that the Knicks can get some wins out there. Rest up. You know, Ike will be fine. Rand will be fine. I think the thing is that we've seen this team step up and show up against tougher competition. And when you have the Clippers, you have the Kings, you know,
yeah,
you got the Lakers, Knicks will show up tonight. This has the whole writing of a trap game.
Let
right?
down.
Like I said, let down. So it's against the Hornets, the worst team. So you think, oh, you know what, we can coast to this game. You see it. They were most of the guys between Julius and especially Julius, I should say. I'll leave it to Julius. Sleepwalking.
Yeah.
He was sleepwalking.
Yeah, he was sleepwalking.
And it's understandable. It's like it happens.
Yeah,
it happens to everybody, right? Even if you're a regular person in your day job, there are days where you're just coasting through the day. You're exhausted. Whatever you had happen at home and in your life, whatever.
Right.
It happens. So I'm not. It's no fault. There's nothing. It just happens. So I'm not too worried about it. If you're telling me you're gonna miss half, that's tough.
Yeah.
But he was questionable today. So it's not, if he was doubtful, then I'd be a little bit more concerned. The fact that he was questionable makes it seem like they were just taking another day of precaution. Maybe he's back against Sacramento. I expect him to be back against who's after that? Is that the Clippers? Is that the Clippers that were up afterwards?
Yes. Yeah.
I expect him to be back for the Clippers game though.
Yep. Well, one person who is not buying the fatigue issue is one Josh Hart. Here he is after the game. This is courtesy of SNY Knicks.
It's a reality, but the reality also is our jobs is to play basketball, and our job you got people getting up at 6 a.m. doing 12-hour shifts. Those guys are tired. For us, we're playing the game, and obviously we're fortunate enough to play a game like this, but we have to keep that in perspective. We got to go out and compete and play a game that we love to do and compete at the highest level. So, we got to make sure we're full of energy and lively every time we step on the court. And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think we can, blame this on fatigue. We got to, like I said, continue to grow and play winning basketball. Like I said, sometimes when you're winning, some of those bad habits are kind of band-aided, and that's why it's tough winning in the league.
All right, so that was Josh Hart, man. He's not with it.
Said mind over matter.
Yeah.
He's like, my mind, he's tough as nails, dude. Stuff like that. Villanova products are different, bro.
Different. They hold themselves accountable, man. No excuses. No moral victories. So, fatigue was certainly the theme of the night. But, to the common man, to the civilian, you could kind of see it. Give him credit. He's not willing to take the bait. He said they should have went out there and played to win the game in the name of the great Herm Edwards. Just couldn't get it done, man.
Bringing back old memories, aren't you?
Yeah, bringing back old memories. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Shout out our guy, Hoodies Vintage, man, friend of the show. $10 super chat. Says, just when we started the apology tour, an inexcusable loss. Bench wins us the game by double digits easily. Starters are tired, and Tibbs gonna Tibbs. His inability to adjust scares me come playoff time. I don't know if the bench is gonna win it, but yeah, you're right. Just when we were just about to apologize and all that stuff. Well, I'm glad you guys did, and I'm glad you guys jumped. The conductor's still here.
The conductor is still here. Oh my goodness gracious! This guy, he's like, I'm just the conductor.
The conductor's still here. Shout out to Corey Mitchell, man, channel member, $10 super chat. Says, I was at the game today, back on the train to New Jersey. The whole body language of the team from warm-up to final horn, it seemed like the whole team was gassed and going through the motions. Let's go, Knicks. I can see that. Certainly understandable. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Cool Vids, man, $10 super chat. Says, this is an example of Tibbs falling back into his bad habits. Playing the starters when they're clearly gassed, putting Julius back in the game when he was 4 out of 12 shooting is an example of that. Boy, oh boy. This might be the first time since December 4th, ladies and gentlemen, that the Blame Tibbs crowd is out in numbers tonight. He didn't make adjustments. He didn't do this. We needed Deuce to save us in the end and rescue the team. Derrick Rose. I don't know, man. I'm going to go the other way with this one. I just feel like you needed your engines out there. Julius is your engine. He's been that. RJ's your engine. He's been that. IQ's your engine. He's been that. They didn't get the job done. I'm not going with a bench unit in crunch time to try to win me a game. You play to win the game. And I'm going to go down with my top dogs. RJ was cooking in this game. He didn't in the second half. Julius didn't have it the entire game. I'm still going to go to him in crunch time. IQ, same way. They earned that. They just didn't get it done.
Yeah. I'm not looking for McBride to close this game. There were some jumpers I'm just like, oof. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It looked like you pulled up there was a mid-range you pulled up, and it looked a little too sporadic, or erratic is probably the better word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he just sometimes gets flustered, man. But these type of games, you want the team to have such a good amount of a lead, so that way you can get these guys some repetitions. So that way they can be comfortable in these times. But look, I mean, outside of Josh Hart, McBride, who shot well, Obi went 1 for 4, Hartenstein went 1 for 2. We weren't getting so much offensive production out of them where I'm like, all right, tonight would have been a really good case to say if Obi was really cooking, you know, if he went 3 for 4, I'd be like, yo, leave Obi in, let him do his thing. Now, the alternative, the devil's advocate argument for that is, well, he didn't have enough time to really get into a groove. And I could listen to that and I can understand that, but I'm not going too far off what has been getting me all these victories if I'm Tibbs.
But that's what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden it's a rotation issue because they lose the game. When is it that the other team was just flat out better down the stretch? They got outscored 63 to 62 to 39. Tell me where the second unit was going to maintain that pace. They got outscored 62 to 39 in the second half.
You know what people want to bring up then if they saw this? The Tibbs article from your own Weissman that dropped today.
Yeah.
You know? And how Tibbs thought he was almost going to be fired in December.
That is correct. Let me pull that up while you mention it. This was courtesy of our guy Yaron Weissman. He's been on the show before. And he talked about the fact that prior to Tibbs making this rotation change, that Tom Thibodeau told a friend he thought he was out of there. He thought he was going to be fired. And Weitzman also goes back to a report which was initially reported by SNY, our good buddy Ian Begley, that Worldwide Wes was one of those people that was throwing Tibbs under the bus to James Dolan last year. And Dolan did give Leon and company the green light to do what they had to do if they felt like it was necessary. Now, that was last year to do what they needed to do. Now, this year, by this December mark, they were 10-12, 10-13. They had some embarrassing losses. The Dallas loss at home, which was ridiculous. The loss to OKC. The loss to the Hawks at home. That first game to the Hawks at home when they were up by like 23 points and come back and lose.
Yep.
So there were a lot of embarrassing losses on Tibbs' record. And a lot of us felt the same way. This thing is slipping away from this guy. He's losing the locker room. They need changes, and they need to make changes fast, or he's out of there. And according to this article, Tibbs felt the same way. They are going to fire me. Tibbs told a friend in early December that he believed the Knicks were on the verge of firing him, according to a person familiar with the conversation. But makes the rotation change. They went 29-14 since then. Now 29-15. And things are clicking, man. Things are clicking.
It's funny how fast things can change in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's funny. You know, it's an 82-game season, very long. And I get like the rotation change and all that type of stuff. Like trying to manage guys' minutes, giving Randall more of a rest. And that's really the big thing I have. And we talked about it in Weekly last night, right? At this point, it's how do you get to the finish line, making sure that your players are well rested for the playoffs. And tonight, you just see a guy who's exhausted to play in a double overtime game. And it's like, now, granted, you do get some rest later on in the rounds, but in the first round, it's not a lot of rest. Like you're going almost every other day.
Yep.
You're going every other day in the playoffs. So That's why, I know it's like Obi's getting 13, but he's got to pick it up. He's got to pick up those minutes. He's got to find Obi more minutes, give Randall more rest, so that way he can get to the finish line, man. As of right now, Brunson's getting rest because he's on the sideline.
Yeah.
But you got to figure it out, because if we get to the postseason and guys are gassed again, then it's going to be, well, is it more talent or is it managing minutes and figuring out how to get guys involved? Because that's going to be the next question. Do we have the horses on this team to go further, or is there some adjustments that are not being made? That would be the next question.
Well, that's the tricky part. That is the tricky part, and why it's so hard to say, well, they're going to win this, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They got to get there healthy and as fresh as possible. And that is not an easy thing, because they are battling for position. They're not the Bucks or even the Warriors who can say seeding doesn't matter. We have the talent. When we get rolling, we can beat anybody. As we need to just get healthy, right? We need to get our guys. We need to get Giannis to the finish line. We need to get Steph Curry to the finish line. The question of load management came up with Jason Tatum. He said, people pay to see me. I'm playing. Missoula doesn't have an issue with it. Some teams are going to do that, some aren't. But we're not at the liberty to just rest guys and say, okay, we'll settle for anything. Because you get in that play-in, you get that number 1 seed, you might not like it. You get that number 2 seed, you might not like it. So ideally, if you're trying to have a special season here, you want to be 5th or even better 4th, where you could be hosting playoff games. That's why I don't see this changing too much. I think Tibbs is going to go for it, hit the gas, and try to finish. The Nets are on their heels. They still have 2 more against the Heat. So the Heat are not out of it. And you still have the Cavs there. I think they're gonna press forward, man. I just don't see where these guys are gonna be getting much rest unless they're truly injured.
It all depends on how everyone else in the league does, right? I mean, you look at these standings right now. It's only the Cavs are 2 games ahead. The Nets are 1 game back. The Heat are, what it looks like here, it's like 3.5 games back from where the Knicks are. I'm going off the Knicks positioning. So the Knicks are like right in the thick of things, man. Between that 4, 5, 6 range, it's a toss-up the way it could finish out. But when you look at the wins, like the Knicks are just not that far from, if they won tonight, we're legitimately talking about, okay, we're closer to the Cavs and even the Sixers now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how crazy this night is that we could have been that much closer in standings and be like, you know what? Getting a little bit closer to feeling that maybe rest is on the way. I know. Even the call last night said Alex Tibbs is not going to do that. He's not going to go rest players. He's going to go 110 miles an hour, which that is concerning if that's the case. But, it all changes night to night. So we'll see, man. All the Knicks got to do is just bounce back, make sure they keep positioning. Teams just got to stand up. But I'm not even that worried, because we've seen this team battle when guys have been out. We see Robinson's out, team steps up. Brunson was out against the Celtics, team steps up again. Right? Mm-hmm. So this team is getting battle tested in many ways, and this is even a better test. Like, all right, now you're out without Brunson. What can you do now? Who's going to be the next person to step up and see how do they improve their game, change their game, whatever it may be, to help this team keep moving forward? These are good learning experiences for this team. So it stings in the moment that we lost to a bad team, but the team could actually be getting some good learning experiences from these type of moments moving forward as they're closing out the season, getting ready for the playoffs.
So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Is this Chuck? We got Chuck on the line?
Yeah. Yo, what's up, CP? What's up, Alex?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Yo, I mean, this season is longer than the Bible, man. But one thing I could tell y'all, I could say that, the wagon was getting so heavy that the axles were cracking. So
yeah,
we got a few just took a step off of the wagon for a second. But as far as Hart, man, he's right, he's an atomic dog.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the vibe, and listen, once Tibbs got his 9 and was up against it, and that was a heck of a report because we all felt it. He felt it. Once he went back and said, "Listen, I could get fired at any given turn," he ain't never changing now. He's gonna stay at that 9. We just better be lucky he ain't got the Riley 7.
Right.
so I mean. And this is parity on any given night in the NBA. Anybody could get you.
Yeah.
If you sleeping, if you're not woke, anybody. And look, I don't see the big difference between a team that was a playoff team last year and just having a bad team this year because of injuries or whatever. But teams got long memories, man. So we got to be ready for that. And my last point on this is like, I mean, game ones, no matter what, if we could win game ones and no matter what series that we play in the playoffs, we got to all think to heaven, the basketball heavens, man. And that's our goal. But, Tibbs is going to ride this man on the rims, man. The rims are sparking. He ain't going to go back. I'm not going to criticize that. He got 3 flats, man, still taking it on the road at 80 miles an hour. And we just got to live with that, man. Enjoy the progress. And like I said, game ones, man. If our team could keep the mentality and seize the game ones, I don't think things could start. And I'm saying each series, whether it's home or away, game ones,
still the first one,
because it's all new to us.
Yeah,
this is foreign virgin territory. Everybody seems to have a playoff something in their bloodstream, and we don't. We only got Jalen Brunson, and this is new. And so I almost get my last note. I almost get the feeling like teams are looking at us sideways, saying that we have an incredible regular season celebrations while they might be stocking up or having a rotation of 11 and 10 and 12. And there's coaches out there who are prime, like Taylor Jenkins, that doing that. But Tibbs ain't the guy that's going to do that, so we got to just ride in that car and hope the sparks don't catch the car on fire.
Hope we can make it there by the time the second week of April starts, man, for sure.
It's going to be fun. I think we're going to be 48-34, and I think it's going to be fun. So, just hold on, everybody. It's a hell of a ride. This is a better – hey, listen, this is the best March and April I've seen with fans in a long time.
True.
And we could go 2 years ago, but we couldn't get to the place to sit inside the world's greatest, most famous arenas. Now, this March and April, it's going to be electric, yo.
Definitely.
So enjoy it.
Appreciate it, man.
Salute.
The OG Chuck D in the building. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat to salute the legend, man. Shout out to Paris San Diego, $10 super chat says, I got a lot of smoke for this, but I ain't on the wagon yet. They need to win a round first before we beat our chest. I've seen this movie before. I'm still tight at the front office for not getting Donovan. LOL. LOL. And he also says, or did he change, or was that the original comment? Okay. Appreciate that. Shout out to, who else we got in here? Oh, Paris San Diego, again, $10 super chat says, other than the Miracle 3 in Miami, when has Randall ever won in the clutch? Tonight he was back to being the Tasmanian turnover when it mattered as usual. Al, your thoughts on that?
We know who Captain Clutch is on this team. It's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And we know who Captain Clutch was against the Celtics. It was Emmanuel Quickley.
Yep.
But you still need a guy who's going to take it the distance, and Randall takes you the distance, and then you just got to rely on Brunson, Quickley. Well, like, tonight just wasn't the night, man. But, hey, Randall's not usually the guy I would go to in the fourth quarter. I mean, even when I was at that Celtics game, you see, forget it was Hart or Quickley who passed it to him at the top of the arc. And then he has his back at the three-point line. And then it gets stolen. And then you see Jaylen Brown chuck up a shot after the buzzer went off, and I'm like, why are you even making that move, man? Why are you getting the ball at the top and then turning your back to the entire team? You have no idea who's coming. So it's stuff like that where you see the impact of Jalen Brunson on this team because he gets him into his spots. He controls the tempo, controls the pace. So critical, man. He's very, very critical for what this team does. And that's why to the last caller who said, how confident are we without Brunson? If he's missing half the games, I'm at a 3, man. Or at a 2, like you, because you need Jalen Brunson on this team to make sure things are going smoothly. You just see how the entire dynamic changes. Without him, we're going to go back to what we saw last season. And it's not pretty. I mean, I have faith in Emmanuel Quickley, but, Quickley's when I say give Quickley the extensions, because I could see him in the future becoming that person. He's taking those steps to become that type of player. But I'm not going to put him out there right now in the Jalen Brunson mode to say, all right, I can count on this guy to go drop 30, for an entire 2 months.
Yeah.
That's different.
I think that's a lot to ask. I think that's a lot to ask him.
It's a lot to ask. So that's why you need Brunson.
Yeah, you need Brunson. And speaking of Brunson and Randall, Brunson, and this is according to the same Yaron Weitzman article, he says Brunson assisted Randall on 116 baskets this season, a top 10 mark. So you need Brunson. You need Brunson as a scorer. You need Brunson as a playmaker to allow Julius to finish better. And that, look, that's been obvious since Brunson's got here. So, watching Julius operate in this way on nights like this, it doesn't even bother me anymore because we know that we have a better option. He's just hurt. And when he comes back, you expect a better outcome.
Yeah.
So I can't even, Julius has done a lot, man. He's worked hard this year. I can't even, those type of situations in late game situations, I'm not expecting him. I'm not expecting those Miami games consistently. That's why we brought in another guy. He needs help. He needs help.
And the other thing is that unlike last season, it's not that he was we know he had to play point Randall, but it was just he would hold on to the ball for too long. It wouldn't be quick passes and stuff like that. I can actually say he does that more. But when you get down to the fourth quarter, there's just a different organization of the game and a different pace.
Yeah.
And being able to operate under pressure.
Easily.
And the frustration was we saw that 2 seasons ago for most of the game. Even 4 quarters 2 seasons ago when he had that All-NBA season. There were times where you got to recognize a double team. And he didn't. And it would be a turnover. Or you lose time off the clock. And you couldn't get off a good shot. You got Brunson, though. So,
yeah.
You're just waiting for him to come back.
True indeed, man. And speaking of Julius, here was Julius's thoughts on the game and the fatigue issue.
Ran out of gas. No, I mean, we got to be better. We still got to take care of business. We still got to take care of business regardless.
All right. So Julius says, we just ran out of gas. Got to take care of business. So
yeah, he looks exhausted.
Yeah, I told you, he looks spent, man. He looks
exhausted.
Yeah, no question about it, man. Let's take a look at this thing by the numbers, Al. By the numbers presented by Prize Picks, Daily Fantasy made easy. And in this game, the Knicks only mustered up 18 assists to 27 for the Hornets. Hornets also are able to edge out the Knicks on the rebounding battle, 42-39. They also won the second chance points battle, 15-12. Both teams finished just about even in terms of points in the paint. I thought both teams, especially earlier on in this game for the Knicks, were able to get deep into the paint and create their offense from there, either playmaking or scoring. Thought RJ in particular did well in that regard. Hornets shoot almost 50% from the field. Both teams, Hornets 76% from the free throw line, Knicks 75%. And those are some of the keys, man. What were some of your keys to key stats for tonight's game?
Shot poorly from 3, 27.5. We've been doing much better. We've been shooting like 36, 37% from downtown, and to go 11 for 40. Whew, that's rough. That's a rough look, man. That's the big takeaway. You talked about the assists. Shocking that even though we had little turnovers, we still couldn't keep this game close because the Hornets had 12. And we got 14 points off the Hornets' 12 turnovers, which is even wilder. While the Hornets only had 5 off of our 8.
Yeah,
but those are like the big takeaways for me, man. There's not really much.
Yeah.
So the 3-point shooting just wasn't falling, and it's really because tired legs, and the Knicks settled. Like, they settled for shots. It wasn't like there were some good threes, but they had opportunities where they could have gotten into the teeth of the defense, tried to finish around the rim. But even when you saw that, some of those floaters, some of those layups were falling short, man.
Oh yeah.
So rough shooting night.
Rough indeed, man. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, the key stats of the night are brought to you guys by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Make sure for you guys who haven't played before, want to check it out, go to prizepicks.com and you sign up with our promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit instantly up to $100. So if you want to start off with as little as $20, they'll match you $20. You can play with $40. You want to play with $50, they'll match you $50, and you will have $100 to play with. And it's $5 minimum to entry. And so you have an opportunity there to win up to 10 times your money. And how you play Prize Picks is very easy. You're going to select between 2 to 6 players. And there are a number of sports you can choose from. Basketball, NHL, the World Baseball Classic has just started up. So for you baseball fans who want to get in on the World Baseball Classic action, you have that as well. On Tuesdays, they have their Taco Tuesday special. They didn't have one for the NBA tonight, but I believe they had one for either World Baseball Classic or the NHL. I forgot which one they had for Taco Tuesday, where they'll give you a promotional discount on one of your picks. But anyway, you're going to pick between 2 to 6 players, and you're just going to predict whether or not that player is going to do more or less than the given stat projection that Prize Picks has outlined for that given night. And for me, Al, I had a good night, man, but it wasn't what I wanted. Here's where I went. Here was my lock of the night. RJ Barrett with more than 22.5 points. That's right. I went back to my guy, Broadway Barrett. No Jalen Brunson. I was very impressed with RJ's scoring output in the Boston game. I expected another aggressive start for RJ Barrett, and he did just that. 27 points for RJ Barrett tonight. So that was my lock of the night, and that one hit. My other lock of the night, though, was Julius Randle with less than 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I thought this was going to be a night off for Julius. I didn't expect much of a offensive output, and I also expected Knicks to run away with this game. So there was a lot there, but I didn't expect Julius to muster up one of those Herculean efforts. And so I went with Julius with less than 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he finished with 27. So good pick by me. The other one I liked, Mikal Bridges has been back on a hot streak, man. I put Mikal Bridges with more than 24.5 points with the Nets playing in Houston against the Rockets. He finished with 30. Good job there. I also had Anthony Edwards with more than 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Minnesota at home hosting the Philadelphia 76ers, and Ant-Man finished with 40. Last one I did not hit, just fell short, man. I had Rudy Gobert in this game with more than 11.5 rebounds, and he finished with 9. So out of my 5 picks tonight, I hit on 4, so it was a good night. Definitely won some cash tonight. Wish I could have won some more, but it was a good night for me, man. How'd you do?
I did not do well tonight at all. So I like you. I took the Mikal Bridges more than 24.5 points. I hit on that. I took Luka for less than 33.5 points. I hit on that. I thought Cam against the Houston Rockets would have a better game, so I took 24 points, rebounds, and assists, more than 24 points, rebounds, and assists. He ended with 13. So a rough night there. I took Steph Curry. This is the one that really bothers me. Because I knew he's coming back from injury. I'm like, all right, maybe he's going to ease back in. First game, he eased back in. He hit 5 of his 3-pointers. I was like, is he going to do that again? Is he gonna hit? Tonight he decided to go off, CP.
Wow.
He had 40 points tonight.
Wow.
He hit 10 3-pointers. I chose less than 4.5. I was like, I don't think he could do that. I'm like, he's just coming back from injury. He decides to hit 10. The other night he hits 5 out of 13. Tonight he hits 10. Can't make it up. And then I took Segun for less than 9 rebounds. I was like, all right, went 10, 14. He had 2 rebounds not too long ago. He had 8. I was like, maybe I could hit on that. Nope. Had 12. So off night for me.
Off night, man. But for those of you at home, play to win, but play responsibly. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Okay, let's get to the phones, man. Let's hear what the people have to say. Let's hear from Sam from Haiti. Sam, how you feeling, man?
Hey, CP, can you hear me, baby?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. Are you calling from Haiti, or are you just a Haitian dude calling in?
No, I'm actually in Haiti right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. Like I told her, I just wanted to say what's up to you, CP, say what's up to Alex. I enjoy you guys. I've been in Haiti since 2009.
Okay.
And you guys are my Knicks go-to guys.
Nice.
I can't really talk Knicks to nobody out here.
Yeah, I could imagine. I could imagine, man. Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate your support.
I can't really talk Knicks to nobody out here. Everybody out here is either they love LeBron or they love the Golden State Warriors.
I'm sure. I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Yeah, man. Did you get to watch the game tonight, or do you not get to watch the game?
No, I get to watch the game. I watch all the game. I'm pretty much 82 games in. I missed tonight's game. I was out.
Oh, he might have lost him.
And yeah, I was out tonight. I didn't get to watch tonight's game, but I really wanted them to rest Randall tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a good game to rest Randall.
Yeah, I hear you, man, and definitely appreciate the call and appreciate the support. Look, a lot of fans are looking for it. I'm sure Randall wouldn't have minded it, but I think he played, but just dialed it back a little bit, and it showed. It showed. So it is what it is. It's a night off. Take it. Take the L. They've been on a great streak right now. They've been on a very hot streak, playing good basketball, and get ready for Thursday because they got a high-octane Sacramento offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be waiting for them. So they got to get ready for it.
They are going to need all of their energy
to
keep up with Sacramento because they move a lot. They do a lot of running. We're gonna preview that game, CP. We're gonna preview that game. Gonna learn more about that offense because I know they run multiple actions in some of their sets just to keep the defense off, keep the defense moving and offset. So. It'll be good. It'll be good to learn how the Kings are successful and stuff like that. So make sure to tap in, everybody. All right, we're gonna do a
game of the week preview coming up.
Game of the week preview.
That'll be out tomorrow night. Here was Emmanuel quickly, the star of the Celtics game. Here was IQ's reaction to his performance tonight.
Running out of gas and fatigue have to do with what happened down the stretch there.
I don't think that's an excuse to. Just to blame it on that. Obviously, we had the double overtime game, but we just got to play better. I got to play better. I know that, but we'll learn from it. I know I will look at the film, see how we can get better, and just move on to the next game to Sac. So.
All right, so Quick not really going for the fatigue thing. Just says they got to play better, but that long pause. He was like, yeah, we are tired, but we can't really use that as an excuse. And how about the Celtics? Celtics had to go out and go to Cleveland the very next day to go play.
And Grant Williams guaranteed he'd make the free throws.
Yeah. That's it, man. So IQ says, hey, look at the film, get better, and get back out there and win. I like that.
I'm not. Yeah, I like that mentality where they're not really going to acknowledge that they're tired, right? Because I also think it's just like you're trying to get yourself into a mindset like we cannot say that we're going to be tired because what's that going to do for us? Then we're just creating excuses for us. We're going to give ourselves with that excuse, we're not going to come back even harder, try to work harder, be better the next game. And you got to have that type of mentality if you're a tough team. You got to say, we can be better. We're always going to compete. So I like that.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. How many people we got in the chat right now? 938 in the chat. Let's get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks lose 112. What was the score? 112 to 109. 112 to 105. 9-game winning streak has been snapped. KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. To the Discord we go. IROC on the Discord. IROC, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going, CP, Alex?
What's good, man?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
From born and raised in Queens.
Nice.
I was actually at the game.
Okay. What'd you think?
Listen, I think the Knicks played well the first 2 quarters. We got to the line plenty of times. That's where we built most of our lead. I think RJ played phenomenal. He almost had 20 by halftime.
Yes.
I was waiting for him to drop 40, but once the second half started, they didn't really utilize him as much. They did a great job driving into the lane and kicking out, finding easy buckets, but they just got tired. And I don't hold that against them. Like, all good things come to an end. I wasn't expecting them to go undefeated for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And losing to the Hornets is a blessing in disguise. Listen, like, if you're going to lose, at least let it be against a team that's not going to be competing in the playoffs. It keeps the team humble.
Yes.
And hopefully we come back with an even stronger mentality.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't proven that we can't beat playoff teams. We can.
Yeah, I like that. And one thing that I would take away from these 2 games without Jalen Brunson is RJ's performance. And is it more of him just playing better? Is it the absence of Brunson why he's playing better? Because the Knicks have to figure that out. He's a big part of this equation as they look towards the postseason. You can expect, Brunson's performance. You hope you can expect Julius's performance. But what are you going to get from RJ, and how do they maximize his effectiveness with this team? When Brunson's in the lineup and the 3 of those guys are in the lineup, it's Brunson's kind of that primary initiator, Julius from a secondary standpoint, and RJ's kind of in that tertiary mode. And then they bring him in to run that second unit. But so far, it hasn't really bared any fruit. So they got to figure out how to get RJ going, especially in these final 15 games whenever Brunson comes back, and as they look into the playoffs, the best way to get RJ going, they got to figure that out because he's important.
I wholeheartedly agree. And our guards played great tonight. But the difference between our guards, versus Brunson is guards tonight, they play within the offense, whereas Brunson, he creates it.
Yeah, fair enough, man, and definitely appreciate the call. Al, your thoughts on RJ? What do you think, man?
Well, like, he did most of his damage in the second quarter with the second unit today.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like, when I was once again at the Celtics game, he did most of his damage in the first quarter without Brunson. I also think it's just kind of him finding his own groove, man, and figuring out when to be aggressive. And I think he's been more patient too as a player. So he's looking for when to pass out when he's driving the lane. He's finding the right openings when to attack the rim. I think it just comes more down to him mentally. But I think the gelling with Brunson is that Brunson just is on ball so much that RJ also needs to be on ball in order to start getting into a rhythm. So I think what they need to do is figure out if you're going to do the whole quickly RJ run the second unit thing, you got to figure out how are you going to balance all of that, right? And when do you call the number and have that good transition so that, because the way Tibbs goes, it's like you start off the game with 5 minutes left, IQ comes in, Hart comes in, Hartenstein comes in, RJ goes out, right? Grimes goes out and Mitch goes out. So are you then going to start the game off making sure that RJ gets into a rhythm? So that way when you bring him back in, whether it's towards the end of the first quarter or in the beginning of the second quarter, that he's already gotten into a groove, so that way he can actually lead, and then you give him quickly enough of a chance when he's with those starters to get into a rhythm as well. It's just a balance, man. So I think it's a balance between Tibbs knowing when to call these numbers, like when he's communicating with Brunson right from the sideline, saying, all right, let's go get these guys. Let's start getting this guy into rhythm, and then just taking note mentally. All right, Quickly's filling it right now. Let's now keep it with Quickly so that way he can get into the nice groove going into that second quarter. All right, RJ, we're going to get him going first because Brunson, when it's going to be Brunson and Randall, those are going to be the two guys running the show when he's out anyway. So you don't need to give Brunson and Randall so much shine and then let RJ just be out there just sitting in the corner. Make sure you get RJ some shots up early in the game.
Yeah, true indeed, man. That definitely got to figure out how to get him into a rhythm. But I like what I saw for most of this game. Just couldn't hold it down. Shout out to Hold This L. $5 super chat says, CP, I'm spending all my deployment on these super chats. LOL. Get on the train, bro. Put the conduction on autopilot and let your hair down and relax. So, yeah, he's checking in from Saudi Arabia. My God, checking in from Saudi Arabia, man. Definitely appreciate the service.
You like that. I know you like that. What was it? That meme I created you as a conductor.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That is me, man. I'm just here, man. I'm
just conducting conversation, but it always is interesting. Always interesting when the conductor has to stop and say, you know what? I'm not collecting change right now. I actually want to have an input and be a passenger on this journey, because it seems like you pick and choose when you're just a conductor and a passenger as well.
Oh man. I love this team, man. That's all I'll say. I'm always here. 17 wins, 39 wins, 40 wins, whatever it is. I'm always here, man. That's one thing. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's get those likes up. Likes are looking a little suspect tonight. They're looking a little fatigued. Let's get those likes up, man. We got 900 people in here. We should be up to at least 1,000 likes in here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share these videos. Okay. Let's go to last caller of the night, man. Shamik from North Carolina. Shamik, how you feeling?
I'm all right. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, doing all right, man.
Oh, man. In the words of the great Aaron Rodgers, people need the RELAX.
Yes.
Sweden wasn't going to win every game. We're going to be all right. I believe we don't need to go on another losing streak. I think we're going to go 3-1 when we head out there to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Overall, Randall had a bad night, man. He cost me on Prize Picks. Nonetheless, I would have had to straightboard if it wasn't for that.
You should have hit me up, man. You got to go less. It wasn't going to be Julius's night, man.
He killed me, man.
Less.
He killed me.
Yeah.
But overall, I know the team is tired, man. I think Tibbs might just need to rely on the benches just a little bit more. But other than that, man, people, we got to relax, man. We wasn't going to go, win all the games, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be all right. We're going to get the 4th seed, and we're going to have home court advantage, and we're going to play Cleveland in the first round.
Okay.
Rapid fire, peace, blessings, and positive vibes, man.
Peace, man. Peace, blessings, and positive vibes to you as well, man. Shamik from North Carolina. I like that, man. Rapid fire. And ends the show by letting Knicks fans know, just relax, man. It was a letdown game. It was a trap game. We take it and move on. You know what I'm saying now? Take it and move on. Anyway.
I get what you're saying, conductor.
Great show, everybody. Great job by JD on the play-by-play, man. Continues to do great work.
Absolutely.
Catch up with JD on the play-by-play this Thursday as the Knicks hit Sacktown and hit the West Coast, hit Cali for 3 games out there. So make sure you guys tap into that. Big game on Thursday. Shout out to Nick. $5 super chat says, Randall was gassed tonight, but at least Obi got 13 minutes. Just need to find ways to get Randall a bit more rest. Shout out to Ties73 says, did y'all peep RJ has had the most shots blocked this season? Okay. Shout out to Kevin Mintz. Says, CP, thanks for giving me the right perspective. Shout out Buzzer Beater. Says, how soon we forget Randall shut down the Heat. Paris from San Diego. I think I got that. Got those. Got COVIDs. Got Hoodies Vintage. Corey Mitchell, appreciate it. Bonnie X Soto says we should have rested some players. Next 4 games will be tough. Not mad at the loss. Kevin Minnis says, as a press secretary for the Obi Hive, the Knicks' momentum started with Obi's 3, and our downfall started when Tibbs took Obi out. Yeah, I guess you could say that, man. I guess. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this show is once again brought to you guys by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping on your order. Also, remember that the show is available in podcast format. So if you miss it on YouTube, you want to commute next to work, you're commuting to work, you're going to work, you're listening to work, you're listening on all major podcast platforms. We are everywhere, so no reason to miss it. And yeah, that's the story, man. Back at it again on Thursday for post-game live. Al, great show, man. Wrap it up early tonight. It's a bum night.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Yeah,
salute
man.
To the mods. Salute to the chat. Salute to Knicks Nation.
Salute to Knicks Nation, man.
We'll be up and running. Don't worry. We're going to be back up and running.
Absolutely. Peace.